I mean, first of all, that was a crazy interaction with Coach Prime because having grown up watching football, seeing Julian Edelman do his thing and all the kind of plays he would make, it was a surreal moment for me to kind of think that I'm getting connected with him. But it was recently, so we're still in the mix of like communications. So, but yeah, just the idea of being able to talk to such a legend like him is definitely a huge thank you to Coach Prime for that opportunity.
For Mojo, interception there on the last play of the scrimmage, just take us through that play and just what did that moment kind of mean for you?
First, how y'all doing? My new face. It was a good feeling. At first, it was really a mental thing. I told myself I had to get at least one before I left today, so I got it. So it's a blessing, understanding my situation, knowing where the ball was going, and just trusting myself. That's it.
Let's get back to Leo for that, Joe.
Thank you. For Danny, just getting here and being an example in that room, how do you feel you've kind of taken on that challenge of trying to show guys how to be a pro?
Mm-hmm. I mean, with the guys in that room, and especially the coaches here, it doesn't really feel like a challenge. I'd say it's just kind of just like everybody's pushing everybody in that room. And you kind of just hold each other to a standard and hold each other accountable. And with that, it really just, like I said, it doesn't seem like a challenge. It just seems like you're coming and playing football with your best friends every day. It really makes it seem fun. It makes it seem easy, and it makes football more fun than it has to be.
Hi, Danny. Obviously, you bet on yourself coming here and believed in yourself. When did you feel like, okay, I'm really fitting in and excelling at this level?
Yeah, I would say probably within the first couple weeks I was here, just because of how welcoming everybody was. And this team is we had a lot of transfers, so a lot of guys kind of were in my position. But also we gelled pretty fast. And that's a testament to the coaches and kind of everybody around, the guys that they brought in, the guys that stayed here, because everybody has the same goal in mind and we want to win. So, and that's why I came here. That's why they brought a lot of people in. And it's truly just a blessing to be a part of such a fun group.
Hey, Danny, Pat Graham, Associated Press. The go-go system, the go-go offense. How hard is that to learn? How good can you guys be in that system, and how do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes some time, just because it's a brand new offense. But it's so fun to be a part of, just because of the variety of everything that you can do. But with that, I mean, it definitely takes some time and extra minutes and hours up in this building. But like I said before, I find that stuff fun. I enjoy having fun and learning this playbook. So, and now like everybody's on the same page. We went through spring ball and got our installs in, and we were able to display like what we truly have here. And it's a fun offense to be a part of.
Stay over here, Liam. Go ahead.
Liam Howard, Buffs on SI. Danny, what was your first impression playing here at Folsom Field, and did that raise some excitement for the fall when these stands are a bit more packed?
Absolutely. I mean, I truly thank God every day that I'm here, because it's truly a blessing to be a part of such a fun culture and in a beautiful place. Like, Colorado is a beautiful place, and Folsom Field is, I couldn't get enough. I had to take a moment and just kind of look around and kind of be proud of myself of where I was and where my feet were. So I was definitely a blessing to be here.
Brian Howell, Boulder Daily Camera. I have one for each of you. Maurice, just your first semester at college, how do you feel like you progressed throughout spring ball?
Throughout spring ball, I feel like I progressed really well, getting all my reps, taking care of the little things, listening to my coaches, preparing the right way, So I feel like I made steps. I feel like I progressed slowly, but 1%, that's good enough for me, and it showed out today, where I started and where I am now. So I'm just thankful.
And then, Danny, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you about him, what you've seen from his progression, but also if you could talk about some of those other corners that you see. I mean, Coach Prime was talking highly of Cree Thomas the other day. And, first talk about Mo, but like some of those other guys you see that have been a challenge for you.
Yeah, I mean, Mo, I can't really say enough about him. He's one of those guys where you got to know where he's at on the field, especially if you're going to line up against him. You got to come with a plan. And if you don't, he's going to get hands-on. He's going to disrupt your route. He's a smart player, and he kind of has a really good feel for the game, as you guys saw today with his interception. It was just, I was excited for him, but I kind of knew that it was coming, just because that's how he is, that's how he practices. And then the other corners, I mean, everybody's been putting in that work. So Cree is doing his thing and kind of taking control of that room, but then also everybody from the top down is really just doing their thing and working. Had a good spring.
Hey Mojo, Harrison Simeon, Buffson SI. Just curious what your first impressions have been on Boulder and adjusting to the locker room in this kind of setting.
It was kind of hard at first, you know, coming from down south, you know, being from New Orleans, you know, we under sea level, you know, so, you know, the climate is a little different, getting used to the air, getting used to breathing right, but I got, you know, like, we was outside practicing, you know, I was getting used to it, getting the feel of it, and when it come down to the locker room, you know, that's like home for me, you know, music playing every day, everybody excited, jumping around, loving each other, you know, and that's all I can ask for being on a team like this.
I'm also from New Orleans myself, so I'm in the same area. So I'm curious, playing for Edna Carr, one of the top programs in the state, what kind of knowledge do you absorb there? How do you think that prepared you for this level?
Really just understanding how to win games, how to prep, you know, that helped me get to here, you know, just knowing how to win, like I said, knowing what to do, knowing the right and wrong things to do, taking care of the little things, that's it.
Danny, we talked to Ben the other day, and Ben was mentioning that he's really trying to be gung-ho and setting events up for the team and, you know, this summer and bonding and things like that. Are you a part of that group, and how much are you encouraging some of the young guys to maybe change their summer plans to try and gel a little bit more?
Yeah. First of all, Ben is doing a great job. I mean, he unfortunately isn't playing with us, but he's taking the role off the field that he hasn't missed a step on that. So, and a lot of the guys still look at Ben as the leader and everything like that. So when he talks, people listen, and he's doing a great job on trying to, you know, kind of gel the guys and make plans like you were saying. And a lot of guys are buying into that. So I keep mentioning about just buying into the same goal, and that's what really everybody's trying to do here, because we all have one goal on our team, and that's to win.
He was actually mentioning that you guys might be rooming together. What has that relationship been like as it's developed?
So that was he wanted to live in my living room. So I didn't have the courage to tell him no. So I think that's still up in the air. I'm trying to find an excuse. But I don't. If I have one, if I find one, it'll be great. If I don't, I'll have a buddy living with me on my couch. So, but I wouldn't mind, because Ben's such a great individual. He's a great guy and a great teammate.
Hey guys, how's it going? Max Friedel with Scobo Sports. You know, both you guys being new faces, especially in this NIL transitional phase, what do you want people to know about you guys specifically? Like, fans see you guys pop up on a score sheet, touchdown Danny Scudero, big play Mojo Williams. What do you guys want them to know about you guys?
Really, I just want the fans to know that I'm all in. You know, I'm team Buffs. You know, whatever it takes to win, that's what I'm on. You know, I want to win. I want to bring something good to Boulder. You know, that's it.
Yeah, and I'd say pretty much same thing. I want to win. That's why I came here. I truly want to do what I can for this program and help out any way I can, just because they brought me in, and it was, like I keep saying, it's a blessing to be here. But then also I want them to know that I'm a faith-filled man, so I give all the glory, honor, and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I would say that those two things would be big for me.
Last one, go ahead.
Hey Danny, I'm Balin Weiss with Scobo Sports. What can you say about your early kind of growing connection with Juju, and then just what does that like mean looking forward for the season?
Yeah, Juju's great. I mean, you saw today we were able to connect on a touchdown, and that was what we were able to do a lot during the spring. And it's not there yet, and it shouldn't be, because it is spring and we're going into summer. But that excites me, because we're doing good now. I'm excited to see how good this connection can get. And really just working with him throughout the summer and getting that kind of connection, knowing where I'm going to be, knowing where he wants to put the ball, like that type of stuff is huge. It's really just the little things that we have to iron out now, because he's got the talent, he knows the playbook. Now we just have to put the work in even more.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.